the wrist.
Greetings, I'm Shad, and over the Christmas period I got a few new toys, and these are all really for the channel, okay, to be used in videos and things like that, and I've been encouraged to share them with you. In fact, one of the big points of encouragement, when I actually had this pop in a video, my bector corbin, there was actually quite a reaction saying, one, people think it's really cool, I do as well, this thing is just very nice, and also there was a lot of enthusiasm to see me do stuff with it, and I do actually, like that's encouraged me, like I want to do some damage with this thing because it's vicious. But also, it seems like you guys are somewhat interested in some of the toys that I get, also because you'll get to see them in future videos, so it's a bit of a sneak peek on things that will come. And so one of the things that I've been doing is slowly, bit by bit, filling out my collection. I'm a bit of a collector in that sense. I love having these things, but at the moment I'm not going overboard. I'm just trying to get the basic things to have a representative collection of most types of swords, because I refer to so many different swords and weapons on the channel. It's always great to have one in hand to show it in reality to my audience, and also for demonstrations and things like that. And so bit by bit I want to get to the point where I'll have like a weapon of all the major types, including swords and stuff, just so I have them on hand for representative use in my videos. I'm not there yet, I still have a long way to go, but bit by bit I'm making progress. And gosh, like, I don't want the spike to face me, it's intimidating, this thing. Maybe don't hold it like that, which that seems to be this is the vicious way to, like, okay. Yeah, so you've seen, some of you may have seen actually, not all of you in fact, seen this beauty, the bector corbin, and so that's the first one I want to show you. This is actually donated by a friend of the channel, so big thank you to you, sir. I really appreciate it. He was moving and he couldn't take it with him, and so he graciously donated it to the channel, and it's come to a loving home, and it's going to be getting proper use as well. So thank you, sir, because I mean, honestly, polearms are lower on the list of priority, but after getting this one, maybe I need to get some polearms a bit sooner, because this is so yeah, I actually want to do some destructive videos of this, but this is the only thing I got. I'll share with you some of the other toys that I have as well, which you can look forward to perhaps seeing on the channel, depending on how things go. Next up, a nice axe that is decently representative of axes of the medieval period. I do still want to get an axe that's representative of, say, the earlier medieval period, a Viking-style axe perhaps, or a Norse-style axe, should I say more accurately, but really it's just that period style of axe. It's a migration period style axe. But this one I wanted to get as a representation of medieval-style ones. And interestingly, something that I wasn't aware of, that I didn't see on the thing, it's actually got a full leather wrap. I thought it was just this part with like a studded grip, but no, the whole thing has a leather wrap on it, which is interesting. But more so, the thing that is most important is the axe head. Okay, this is very good and representative of medieval one-handed battle axes in terms of length, in terms of axe head. It's a great representation, because I've talked about these axes in many times in my videos, and now just having one to show you. This is what a medieval axe looks like. It's great, okay? Really glad to have it. And man, I do want to put it through its paces. Like, that's a decent edge on it. And so again, maybe some fun destruction, because now I'm getting enough equipment that I can actually do some real world tests and play around with these things. I just need some things to break apart, don't I? So yeah, tatami mats, maybe some broken down electrical equipment. We'll see. Anyway, so that's that one. These ones might seem odd. They're machetes, okay? Why did I get machetes? Well, with the Shadlands now, there's a lot of stuff that I need to chop up, and so there's that. But also, I like survival videos, checking out survival videos and all this stuff like that. And so I'm half tempted to dabble in things. I'm not sure if I will make videos, but I might, and so I got them just in case. Depending on my health, of course, I need the energy. And so I got a few because I don't know which ones will work best. And so maybe I'll even do a review, because oddly enough, already I've done some very basic test cuts. And actually, like this one, I haven't fully tested yet. It was a bit, what surprised me though, right, is this one performed really poorly. And I think it's because it has such a steep secondary bevel. And because of that, like, it was really bad. Well, so amazingly, who made this one? I don't know now. But You know, so there we go. It isn't just shape. Look, it's the kukri shape, right? It's like, no, it doesn't do that. So the actual set, like, it has a really strong secondary edge bevel that is almost, and it almost looks like it's at the 90-degree bevel, which is horrible. So that performed horribly. And this one that I thought would be the most junk, and I think this is a cold steel one, right? Did the best. In terms of just chopping up some brush in the backyard that I needed to make more convenient to move around. And there we go. And I think because it has a steeper bevel, honestly, and I don't really like the grip, but I got a couple of different ones. So there we go, right? That was my first impressions. Might be worth a proper review because I like machetes. Machetes are a really interesting tool. They're useful. And I will be in a position where I'll need to use them more often. So that might be something to look forward to in the future. And next on the list, a gladius. A good, solid gladius. I've been wanting one for ages, you know. Now, these ones you might notice, I'm primarily after ones that have the accurate appearance. In terms of how well they're made, of course I want quality over not quality, but there's a couple of points that I don't have enough information on. This is where Raphael, Metatron, might be able to help me out in terms of weight distribution, because this is surprisingly top heavy, and it's as easily as heavy as an arming sword, and I'll show you one of my new arming swords, but this is like, I would say, a kilo at least. This would have crazy cutting capacity because of its weight. The edge is average, so I need it. Some of these that need a real good solid sharpening up. But even if the weight distribution is garbage on it, look at it. It's got the right look, and so it's representative that I can show. This is the gladius. This is what a lot of it, not all gladiuses, but this is what a lot of them looked like. I'll probably bring up the name of the specific. I haven't memorized all the different types. I think there's like a type up to type 4 or 5 different types gladius, but I wanted one that was good, that I can now feature in my videos when I need, you know, the classic gladius, because gladius is like the most iconic short sword as well. So I absolutely needed one of these. Oh, to accompany my medieval axe, again, because of the Shadlands, this is like in the same bag of fish as my machetes, a camping axe, essentially. Not necessarily for me to use on camping, though I very well might, but also for use in videos, and if I might dabble in certain, because one of the things, right, you might think, hey, is there crossover between survival and medieval stuff? Yeah, absolutely. How do you think medieval people lived? Okay, a lot of, you know, some really good solid survival techniques come from medieval history and culture because they lived in a very primitive way compared to now. And some of the things that they did, like, I love medieval techniques of building and stuff. And like pollarding would be an interesting thing to experience. I can't believe I usually have really massive trouble remembering that term, but I just can't, there we go. But I loved it, and maybe I'm getting the term wrong. I have to double check, but pollarding, right? I'd love to, you know, so there's a lot of really interesting medieval crafts and practices that I'd love to dabble in, and having the right tools for the jobs will help out. You know, if I want to make a wattle fence, so you just need things to cut things with. So anyway, that one is that. So interestingly, right, one of the things I like is I want some representative swords and weapons of the stuff I talk about, but then I also like sharp, you know, examples and blunt examples. Sharp ones, so I can actually use them, test them out, and there are many times in videos where that's going to be useful, but also blunt ones when I actually don't want to hit anything and I want to just show it on camera, and I like them to be a bit safer, and so I like to have a sharp version and a blunt version. So I actually have a sharp version of a kind of high medieval sword, but I wanted a blunt one, okay? A sword that was just good and representative of a standard medieval arming sword, essentially. And so I wasn't looking for anything fancy, I was looking for something plain but well made and blunt and safe, okay? So that's what this is. And I hate touching blades. I have to oil this one now. You know, sword maintenance, right? You might think it's very complex. No, it's not that complex. Where's my oil? Mineral oil. Mineral oil is, after doing the research online, it's one of the most easiest and effective oils for blade maintenance to avoid rust, and this is baby oil. Baby oil is literally mineral oil plus fragrance, but it's essentially 100% mineral oil, and yeah, sword maintenance. There you go. This is my official sword maintenance video. It's pretty... Oil it on a rag, wipe it down the blade, and you'll keep it in good condition. The thing about mineral oil, it does seem to evaporate, or like you need to reapply, essentially, is what I'm saying there. But anyway, so representative medieval sword that is blunt and safe, that I wanted on hand. And in contrast to this, right, I have a blunt katana, but I don't have a sharp katana. And so that's what this is for. I wanted a decent, because, hey, I do like the katana. I've ragged on it, but I've also complimented. People seem to forget that I compliment a lot. And so I've always wanted a katana that was properly heat treated, okay? This isn't like, you know, an authentic, traditionally made, but it does have the proper hammer line. I'm not sure if you can see it. And this is sharp. Not super sharp, but it's dangerously sharp at least. And so now having this on hand, absolutely good because, again, for videos, demonstrations, stuff, wanting it for a while, and so I might be able to have some fun cutting comparison tests and stuff with this one. Because there's another Japanese sword that I've wanted to, you know, comparisons, other things, but it's also an important point to consider. And that is, it's a big katana, but it's a tashi, essentially. Do you see the size difference here? It'll come up on camera, okay? Because katanas, you know, when you compare a katana to a longsword, one of the big, you know, shortfallings it has in that comparison is its length. It's not a very long sword. It still can be a devastating cutter because of its weight, but, you know, it has limitations. And a much more apt comparison would be a longsword to a tashi, okay? Something that has a bit more length to it. And gosh, interestingly, this one feels lighter than the other one that I was just holding. So I actually might need to weigh it, and it's definitely longer. And this one just feels far more functional and versatile and lively in the hands. Like you could really swing this around with a lot of control. And it is viciously sharp, this one. So this is a dangerous one. But I wanted a tashi length katana, essentially. Should I just call it a tashi? People are so unfamiliar with tashi, and when they see that, they'll think katana, but, you know, this is actually longer than the representative length of most katanas. But anyway, I've wanted one that is proper length because I think it's a fairer comparison, and I do intend to do a video that'll try and compare a longer katana, a tashi, to the standard longsword. Because if you want to look at the style of katana that was used more predominantly in warfare, the one that was more, and so in terms of the more heavy, okay, battles that are more representative of a medieval period, it's this one. So there was a lot of reasons why I wanted to get that. Now, you would have seen me with my spears already in some of the videos, and so I also got this. It's almost hewing spear length. Probably, I would generally think a hewing spear needs to be longer. This one has a, you know, this is sharp actually, so this one's a bit dangerous. And again, I'd love to test it out. So I think I'm going to need to get some tatami mats and to try them out. But these are the main toys that I got over the Christmas period, and they will be appearing in Shadiversity videos going into the future, so keep an eye out for them. It's going to be a bit of fun, because I'm always trying to expand my content, okay? Explore things that I haven't explored already, but also try new things as well. And you might be thinking exploring things that I haven't explored are new things, but that's kind of in the same vein of the stuff I've done on my channel, but I do want to try new things that I haven't done on my channel, but they're also in the same vein. Am I just speaking gibberish? Perhaps I am. So anyway, I wanted to share that with you. It's kind of fun, you know. These are my things, right, that I got. And thank you for watching. Okay. Look, usually I don't make these kind of videos, so I'm not sure how interesting they would be. But it seems like a lot of you have requested this type of stuff. Another weird thing, everyone's been wanting a tour on my bookshelf. I have done a tour when I did my moving video, but maybe things have changed and they want an update, and so maybe I'll do a dedicated tour of my bookshelf in the future. Because you're asking for it. If you're asking for it, I'm happy to, and it's easy for me to do so, happy to do it. And the same type of thing here. Happy to answer your questions and also just to share some of this fun little stuff with you. So thanks for watching, guys. Look forward to seeing you in the next video. So until then, farewell.